We are bears. Look at all those bears. Nip nip. Mother bear woke to two sharp nips on her furry big ears. Every morning, growling fiercely, her two cubs tugged and pulled at her to wake her. She sighed and then huffed playfully, giving in, and her cubs squealed with joy and excitement. Will we finally go outside the den today? Yes, she said, and she led them out of the den for the very first time. The cubs were a little clumsy, but they padded forward on their soft paws. They sniffed everything, the rocks and trees, and the grass and flowers. There were 1,000 new smells for their noses. Suddenly, Mother Bear stood on her hind legs, staring into the nearby underbrush. She sniffed the wind and then snorted very loudly. Without even thinking, the cubs scampered up a tall tree and looked down at her from the safety of her crooked limb. Mother Bear stayed still for a moment and the cubs were completely silent. Then Mother Bear relaxed and looked at her cubs. Good job, my little ones. Although there is no danger this time, you will always need to react quickly to my warnings. Everything beneath them seemed small and far away. A bird landed near them, and then, startled to see the bears in a tree, flew away. Mother Bear said, "And now you see that while we cannot fly, bears can reach high and safe places. When you are far away from a den and need a place to hide, you'll always have the trees. We are climbers." Once they were back on the ground, the smaller cub followed a caterpillar, and then the mother cub found a soft mushroom. "May we eat it, Mother?" "What do your noses say?" Mother Bear asked. "It smells bad. Our noses say to stay away." The cubs squealed loudly. Mother Bear nodded. "If you had eaten it, that mushroom would have made you very sick. Always trust your nose. Now let's see if you can find us something good to eat." All of a sudden their noses were filled with a delicious smell, and they suddenly heard buzzing above them. They found a beehive. Mother Bear was proud of them and said, "The bees give us honey, and it will become one of our favorite things to eat. You'll always be able to find food in the forest just by following your nose." Mother Bear continued, "That is what bears do. We are searchers." "May we try some honey?" the little cubs begged. "You must be very careful because bees can hurt even big bears like us," Mother Bear said. The two cubs were already clambering up the tree to stick their paws into the hive. The smaller bear poked his nose into the tree hole and came out with a face full of honey. It's different than Mother's milk. We like it," said the cubs. The nearby buzzing was getting louder and louder. Suddenly, the larger cub howled, "Ow!" He covered his tender ears and quickly scrambled down the tree. "Follow me," Mother Bear growled and began to run through the forest. The cubs ran at her heels as fast as they could, all the way to the lake. Mother Bear plunged into the cool water and began paddling toward the far side. The little cubs hesitated at the edge, but even louder buzzing than another "ow" made them jump in to get away from the bees. "Oh, Mother, where are we?" they wondered. "This is a lake. It provides us with many foods and lots of fun. Now that you have crossed it, we know that you can swim. That is what bears do. We are swimmers." By the time they reached the other side of the lake, the bears had given up and were gone. Mother Bear shook herself while her cubs played in the water. "We are still so very hungry," the little cub called out to her. Well then, we must find something to eat that can't hurt us, said Mother Bear. The cubs followed her along the shore. She uprooted cattails and other reeds and showed cubs the juicy roots. They nibbled at them, but the strange new food was not as good as the milk they were used to. Soon you will love these new foods. Every bear is born with 4 big paws, and you will learn to dig up the best part of the roots and reeds to fill your hungry bellies. That is what bears do. We are diggers. Then Mother Bear led her family back to the cozy den. The bears were very glad to see it once again. She nuzzled and warmed her cubs snug against her. I am so proud of you. You were very good bears, and you have learned so much today. But there is much more to learn, and tomorrow we will begin again, she said, as she lovingly licked each cub, because that is what mothers bears do. We are teachers. We are climbers, we are searchers, we are swimmers, we are diggers, we are teachers, we are sleepers. We are bears.